Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. Yes, regarding the ordinal one. So what query you're facing, Pratiksha? You're not able to understand what ordinal is, right? That's the only thing. Interval as well. Go step by step. Go step by step. You don't have to rush the things up. Yes, what you understood from the interval and the ordinal one?
Hello, sir?
Yes, sir. What have you understood from internal and ordinal one?
So I could make out, that when we use an ordinal scale and interval scale, like, we were given the vaccination forms, post-vaccination, I mean COVID care. How was the service and everything? So that, what I could make out, that was an ordinal scale. Like there were questions like excellent or good, or like when, we used to have seminars back in our college, we used to give such sort of sheets to our staff so that they could rank us accordingly.
Now here, just hold on a minute. Just hold over here. Ordinal means when you have ranking over here. If you don't rank the things out, that becomes a whole different ball game.
Okay.
If you don't rank anyone, if you want to understand what what the ordinal is and what the other scales are, like interval or the ratio one, the basic example would be for ranking. You will take the ranking of a person. How? When someone wins the race, I'm ordering someone accordingly. And I'm ordering someone accordingly. That would be my ordinal scale. So I will be discussing this part today as well. Pallavi, if we go on that, then we'll be lagging into the things. That's why I want everyone to go to the content. I don't have problem with that, but then again, we will be lacking in the sessions as well. I want everyone to go to the content and use it in the real life. Then only it will be easy for you to understand this RM. So this part regarding the skills, it is a part of today's session as well. So I will be covering that part. Every time we can't go for the revision, na? I want you to go through it. What we have covered previously. That's what I expect from everyone. Revision, yes, I will be taking the revisions, but every time it is not possible. In previous session, I took the revision. I go through it. Topic I've discussed now, 5th unit and 7th unit. It is the third time I'm telling you, Pallavi now. 5th unit and 7th unit. And in the next session also, I will be taking 8th unit and 9th unit. I will be telling you now itself. So let's begin with the today's session. Before going and understanding things, Pallavi, when you are understanding the skills, like what went through you? What was the attitude towards understanding the concept? I'm going as slow as possible, Rani. I'm going way slow over here. So today's session would be about attitude and everything. Before going for the attitude, before going for understanding what things are, I just wanted to ask you, has anyone has eaten or in a restaurant, had food or dinner in a restaurant? I hope everyone has.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, everyone has gone to the restaurant and had that food.
Sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That's the basic stuff. Now, when you go for in a restaurant, you see people out there. Some are enjoying, some are making fuss out of something. They're not being good to the people. So what goes into your mind? And how do you look at a particular restaurant while choosing it? Yes. Whenever you choose a restaurant, what are the parameters you look into? Anything?
The environment and the food should be there.
Okay. Anything else?
The cuisine.
Cuisine. Cuisine.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. Exactly.
I choose basically if if you allow me, then I can say that
Yeah,
I
you
choose
can.
basically based on food quality and
Hmm.
the service of the staff
Hmm.
and behavior of the staff. These three things I make,
Okay.
and then I choose them.
Do you do the same thing when you're having some golgappa or pani puri by roadside?
Hygiene.
Yes, sir.
Now, one person has told me, I suppose Kanan has told me regarding the hygiene. Kanan, do you really go look for the hygiene when you're having some golgappas or pani puri?
No.
Yes,
Be
we
real
should.
about this. Don't be real about this now.
I think
Yeah.
while choosing Golgappa and Pani Puri just beside the road or a street food, we just
uh,
have to ignore all these
yeah,
things and just
yeah.
have it and come back to home.
That's a secret ingredient, na? The without no hygiene, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. So the thing, yeah, junk will be junk. But thing is, if you're going for the restaurant, that also be junk, right? If I'm having something which is not so, like even the junk part, like Nana has mentioned over here, it differs from person to person. If you're a bodybuilder, if you are into the sports, even having a normal food, normal in the sense like roti, chapati, that part would also be termed as a junk, right? If that is not part of a diet, isn't it, Nana? Or anyone is over here who's into the bodybuilding
Yes.
stuff or like into sports or
If
into
it's if it's if it's if it's not
yes, yes, someone else. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it
Good
consists of
evening.
three things.
Yeah.
First of thing, this is depend upon the quality, and
Uh,
second thing is comfort, and third thing is budget.
uh, yes, weight is one thing. Yes. Another part, they are the only three things you think that's what you look into when you choose for a restaurant or something.
Sir, already this is depend upon the comfort zone and the
Comfort zone.
quality.
Comfort
Comfort zone
zone.
and the quality, and depend upon the environment.
Ambience. Oh yes, environment and ambience is one of the
Environment.
yes,
Yes.
exactly. It comes into one of the same thing. How what do you feel about it, right? So that's what attitude is all about. The same
Yes.
thing
Yes.
applies to the person, applies to the applies to the place we are working in, applies to the place you are just going around. Time as in Kiran, at what time you're preferring to go over there? That's what you're talking about.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, time is in the sense like how far it is from my home, like how easily it is accessible to me
Exactly. But
in
then
terms of
again,
time.
but what if it is a very special thing? You will not
Yes,
look for
yes,
time, right?
yes,
Then again that parameter also comes in. If it's your birthday party, if it's someone's birthday party, or not a birthday party, or reception, or any kind of celebration, then you would not go for something that is nearby. Only if you're living in some kind of posh area.
yes, yes,
That's the only stuff, right?
yes.
Now then again, the what you mean by posh, everyone will have a different view on this as well. The thing is,
I believe Posh is
huh,
something that is very much
lavish,
standardized and
lavish,
lavish, and
yeah.
it meets the standardized as per the international standard, if you can say.
Hmm.
That will we can call it as a posh area.
A posh area, but then again, when talk about the international standards, but what if a person likes to be in the nature? He wants to create away from the ignorant way of life.
Yes.
That part would be posh for that person, right? The only thing is the affordability, how much you can afford.
Yeah, when you see when we call it as a posh,
Hmm.
then it becomes it doesn't nobody thinks about money. They thinks about quality of a food and the facilities and the environment when
And
it call it as a posh, because
exactly. So now,
yeah.
now we're understanding how many parameters we're adding into it. Just from the word posh, we started from a hygiene or went for a posh. Then again we went to the pani puri. A person from a BMW or Mercedes will also have a pani puri beside the roadside, which is pani puri which is just beside any roadside. It maybe happen there's a nala going on, flowing beside it. They will go and have that pani puri as well. right? So
Yeah.
this is what the
Yes,
attitude is.
yes.
Exactly. So it's all depends upon what your thought process is and how much your wallet can bear and your state of mind,
Yes, you're right.
right? So that's what is all about attitude. This is what attitude is. Depending upon the situation, depending upon my experience up till now, and depending upon how I want to project myself in a particular situation, that's what attitude is. And if I ask you now, I will ask you a question now. What comes to your mind when you say an attitude? Keep this in mind. This just leave away this discussion and just think about what is an attitude to you. And don't look at this definition as well. What comes to your
We,
mind when someone says his person has an attitude?
Attitude is something about character of
Hmm?
a specific person. It
Hmm?
can be in any subject, or it can be any
the way we present ourselves.
Yes, the way you present yourself, right? Samir.
situations.
Yes.
But attitude is
Exactly.
something about
Sometimes it is beliefs
that
also.
Sometime it is.
Belief.
I didn't get you, Rani.
Belief.
Can you just type it out? I'm not able to hear you properly. Yeah, the thoughts, the good behavior, all those stuff, right? So when you say about now, since you're seeing the definition, and also since we are having a discussion, that's why going deep into it. But whenever someone says, oh, belief you're talking about, okay, that's nice, that's something. Then again, but the thing is, whenever someone says that person has an attitude, what comes to your mind? Yes, with that, that's exactly. Or when someone is being rude or being an overconfident or something, exactly. That's what you say. Then why you say so? Why attitude is always related to something which is not good, which is not a good behavior. On one side, we are saying it is all about the behavior, belief. It is all about what a person's, how the person's take care of himself or herself, how the person presents himself or herself.
There
Then
can be two forms of attitude actually. One can
yes.
be positive and one can, we think, we can say in a negative way.
Hmm?
Suppose we say that person has so much attitude. Okay,
Hmm?
so the meaning, what comes out from this statement,
Hmm?
that he can be rude, he can be rude, he cannot behave properly.
Hmm?
But when we say that, uh, suppose we have the suppose that person, I'm just saying an example, so
Hmm?
that person, he has a very positive attitude. So what what meanings comes out from this statement, that maybe he has some kind of positivity, the way he appears, his appearance, the way he
Conducts
present
himself.
himself.
The way the
Yeah,
person conducts himself or herself,
yeah,
right? That's what you're
exactly.
talking.
Yeah,
Exactly. So,
yeah.
okay, that's nice. Then the Pragya Chakravarti has said we have a perception surrounding the word attitude that is related to something negative. That's what Samir has trying to say, right? The way you conduct yourself, even though my question is simple. What Samir is trying to say is the same. What others are trying to say is the same. My question is why we relate attitude to the negative way of life, negative way of showing ourselves. That's my question. Attitude is just a word, but when in real time we use it as something which is not good. Why we believe so? Tripti, that's the only question that I'm having. Why? Why we believe so that attitude, whenever I use a word, when a person uses the word attitude, it has to have some kind of negative connotations behind it.
the common
Actually,
perception, the common perception will be there, right? Sir?
Ashwani, I'm not able to hear you.
The perception, sir, perception.
So
Uh,
Ashwani is talking about the common perception.
common perception. That's what I'm asking. No, it is a common perception. Everyone knows it. Why
sir,
it is so? That's the thing.
Sir, when we say his attitude or her attitude,
Huh?
so we think it as an in a negative, meaningful. It can be in a negative way. Yeah.
Yes, that's yeah.
But when we say the attitude, when attitude comes as a sentence, or it can come as a noun, then it makes a positive
Samir,
positive behavior.
sorry to break you over here, but thing
Sorry.
is, in real life, no one will go into noun and verb and adverbs.
No, I just
Right? I
just
understand.
elaborate, sir.
I'm getting your point. I'm definitely getting your point. What you're trying to say, how the attitude has its own meaning, and as the form of that word changes, ultimately the meaning also changes. The connotation also changes. Right? The thing is, in real life, in real world, when we go out there, when you use the attitude, the way it is being used in a very wrong way, in a very crude way. And someone is being rude, that's when you use the word attitude. That's what I'm trying to ask you, why it is so. And even if it is so, what as a person will be doing about it? Because I don't want anyone over here, you being a researcher, whenever someone says someone has an attitude, you have to look deep into it, understand the things. That's what I'm telling you to look into and look at the world in different way. This is how you will be using the research methodology in real life. Are you getting my point, everyone?
Absolutely, sir.
Yes, that's what I want. Whatever it may be, take the word as its face value and understand what is the meaning behind it. I know it may be difficult for people, but that's how you will exercise your brain and your perception. Yes, Sabia. I understand everyone is coming on the same point, that it is termed as something. If someone is being rude, we use the word attitude, but that's not what attitude is, right? What attitude says in psychology, an attitude refers to a set of emotions, beliefs, and behaviors towards a particular object, person, thing, or event. An attitude, your attitude towards your kids would be different, and your attitude towards your colleagues or the people who are your subordinates or your seniors would be different. It changes the way you conduct yourself. Then everyone has talking about a situation. Yes, exactly, Priya. Exactly. Priti has to say something. Yes, Priti? Okay. So that's what about, so to measure the attitude, there are different type of scales. That's what we're trying to come up now. Now, there's a ratio scale. There is an interval scale. There's an ordered scale. And there's a nominal data. There's nominal data, ordinal data, interval data, and ratio data. When there's a difference between the measurements, when the true zero exists, we go for the ratio data. When there's no true zero, then we go for the interval data. Order data would be ordinal data, would be rankings order or scaling. Category would be just no direction, just a name. That's a label. That's what the nominal data is. Pratiksha, are you able to get it now? Or anyone over here who has a problem regarding this data and all those stuff? Just stick to it. Do not mess the things up. What is a true zero? Something, when I say like a zero height, it has a meaning true zero. But when I say 0 degrees Celsius, it is not a true zero. Something doesn't exist. They are the examples over here. And what are the measures I will be looking using for that particular attitude when I'm measuring it. So for the nominal unordered categories, just a name, a label, right? A gender, injury status, ethnicity, everything that we changes. For that, I will go for mode. When there's ordered categories like a manual muscles test, anything, grades, reflexes, anything, I will go for the median one. Then if there's an interval thing like a temperature, time on mean, or 12-hour clock, GRE score, anything that is an interval thing where there is no true zero. Then there's an equal intervals as well, body weight, blood pressure. when there is no zero. Why talking about the score? There are times when we measure it as a negative marking as well. So ultimately that also comes under the scoring part. So we have to look into that thing as well. Minus t we do not write usually, but what happened yesterday, we measure it, we say it in different way, right? How the things are going, are you able to get the things out, understanding the scaling thing, and how we'll be using the real world? Now in this situation I will go for what interval thing or ordinal one, understanding the person's attitude, what is all about. True zero. Blood pressure. Whenever I say zero blood pressure, what comes to your mind?
Does not exit is
Yes.
something natural.
So when
Zero.
there is nothing, that's what true zero is. Not less, Amol, not less. Whenever there is nothing, there's a true zero. No, Sejal, zero BP would be a person will not exist. We have to have something BP.
Low BP. It's called low BP.
Yes, exactly. That's not a low BP. Zero means would be different. Guys, think in that sense. Zero body weight. What is zero body weight? Come on.
It means doesn't exist.
Exactly. No, even a dead person has some weight, Princey.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
sir.
Something that doesn't exist whenever I say something. So when the temperature, 0 degree temperature, can I say 0 degree Celsius? No, because it's
No.
negative as well. You're talking about the weight over here. Now then again, Dr. Snehal, when talking about the weight, I will make it more precise over here. Mass, zero mass, because weight is also a combination of this one, your mass and the gravitational force. How much gravity is acted upon you, multiplied with the mass you have. Now let's say zero mass, zero body mass. That would be something. That will come under the ratio which has a true zero. Have you got it now, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Got it.
So this is what the true zero is. So, so interval one, Prince, what problem you're facing now? Tell me, because I will be clearing now. After that, I want you all to go through the content once again, understand it, then it will be part of a discussion, not of the content part. One more time. What part you're not getting? Tell me. I will be explaining everything, but what part you're not getting? Sabia, it's not about nothing beyond zero is true zero. It's not like that. Whenever we say zero, it's related to the existence of a person, existence of a particular thing.
This PTPs, which we are showing on display.
What part?
So where we get PTP, which we are showing on display.
Don't go for the PPT. Everything on Swayam. I'm giving you this so that you get an idea how the things are. Everything is explained in the content of this Swayam.
Exactly the same PDF which you are showing.
It's not a PDF. I'm not understanding. Listen, guys. Here I'm here to clear the content, your concepts, right? Everything is in your Swayam only. Go through the Swayam part. And if you face any query, we will be taking care of it in the session. Don't focus on it like I'm not getting right now, that's why I will not look it now, and then I will go into Swayam because sir will be sharing the PPT. I will look into the PPT and that's it. That's not the motto of the doubt clearing session.
No sir, I'm not saying about this only. I'm saying कि ये PPTs जो आपने show display पे show कर रहे हो, ये PPTs exactly हम लोग को मिल जाएगा क्या Swayam portal पे?
Swayam on the Swayam portal you will get the content. You will not get the PPT now. You will get the content. Same content you will get it with some examples as well. Similar examples. Yes.
But sir, many times sir, your PPT and Swayam portal PPT is different.
No, they are not different. They are presented in different way.
No sir, data is different. It's show in PPT.
Listen, It is showing different way because for the sake of your understanding, nothing else.
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually, your PPT is is very effective. Actually, it appears very understandable. So it is very good to understand. So could you share with us?
I will look into this. Don't worry. Right now, just focus on this. Focus on understanding the concept. Right. I want 100%. See what happens. I will tell you. You will not go into it. You will see the PPT shit. So right now, I will just listen to the session. I will say something, or I'm understanding it. And when the time comes, it will be difficult for you to absorb as well. I want 100% attendance, 100% attention from you all.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So right now, just focus on that.
Sir,
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
what is the
Yeah.
major key difference on the, you can say, normal, ordinary? What is it?
Are you following the session now, Gajanand?
No, actually, sir, I lost it. I'm just restored the connection. That reason. So
Do
sorry.
one thing. Do one
Yeah.
thing. This is the flow. Take a screenshot of it. If you
Yeah, just
want.
1 second, sir.
Yeah. Understand and say everything on the swap. Ratio is our listen. Before taking a screenshot, listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Ratio is where that true zero exists. Interval is where which has some number and numeric as well. Right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are my numbers. And I will be able to use to take the mean, median, and mode. Ordered ones where there is a ranking. There's rank 1, rank 2, rank 3, rank 4. Categories are just the labels in a way. Your name, your ERP ID, it's your label.
Okay.
But since it is order, since everyone has some order into it, it will come under ordered scale as well, ordered data.
Okay.
Okay, but if I don't order it, it is scattered. And it is not orderable. I'm not able to order it properly. Then it comes under the nominal data. Okay.
Perfect, sir. Thank you so much for repeating, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I lost the connection.
Yeah, no worries. So here the thing is, so the variable one, so since we've understood, guys, please mute yourself. Yeah. So this is all about the ratio, interval, ordinal, nominal. Now, the thing is, the mode understanding mode, how the operations functions over here is categorical one and quantitative one. Categorical or quantitative one would be nominal and ordinal. There are some categories. In nominal, distinct categories. In ordinal, order categories. That's it. In interval one, there are some meaningful distances as well. In ratio, there's absolute zero. Now, I think this would be clear your issue that we're having. The scalings are used for the measuring the physical dimensions only, Pallavi. Got it? Now here's the thing. Now I will go and understand what the scalings and what scaling we will be using in the world, so that we can get the data, and that scaling is used in the questionnaire. Right? So the scaling part. So let's see into it. What are the comparative scales, non-comparative scales? Paired one, itemized, constant sum, rank order, queue sort, a lot many scales as well. I will be taking an extra scales so that you get an idea, but you have to stick to the whatever there is in SWAM, right? So now, coming back to our previous example regarding the attitude and regarding the food, regarding the ambience. So whenever compared scale is all about comparing the things. This is one of the scaling thing. The distance between the two, the construction landfill, how much time it will take. What is the distance between? What is the ranking over here, right? Then there is absolute constant sum. That is, if I go a particular restaurant, this is how I will be ranking or giving the values for it. Now here it is about a particular detergent. If you talk about a detergent, then what is the price, the fragrance, the packaging, the cleaning powder, lather, and accordingly I will give the 100 marks. The marks constant sum because the 100 marks are fixed. But how will you measure accordingly? How would you give the marks for the price? Is it price good or bad? How is the fragrance? How is the packaging? Are you getting an understanding about it? Are you understanding the things, how the things are going on over here up till now? Or I'm going slow, fast, how it is? Yes?
Not fast, is medium and good.
You're getting, right? You're getting the things out. So I
Yes,
want, yeah. Okay, cool. It is like overall rating. Yes. Whatever you are discussing about it, that's the rating you are giving. Here we are not giving the rating. We are giving the marks. We are giving some sum. There's some value to it. Okay. So that's what the constant sum would be. Now here the ranking comes. Pratiksha, here the ranking would be ordinal scale, ordinal data, Coke, Pepsi, Limca, Sprite. I want to order accordingly what I like and how many people like. Okay, that would be the ranking part. And here's the Q sort one. Q sort would be, it will be distributed to 50 people, and accordingly I will be arranging the things out. And from that I will get an idea how the data is, how people are liking, how the people are not liking it. So this is data about a person. So just say, how do you like a person about? What do you feel about a particular person? Educated, talkative, lazy, social, shy, nervous, motivated, self-confident, easy to know. How to think about yourself? Usually such kind of thing is used in the social experiments. So these are the things. That's how the ranking would be. This is about the scaling is done. On the scale of 9, these are everyone's views. How many people have voted you for the talkative? How many people have voted you for the laziness? How many people have voted you for social? You're being social or not? Being shyness, towards the shyness, being towards the nervousness, being a motivated person, self-confident one. This is one of the skill. I'm sorting the things out. So now another part, the most important part. This is the scale. That is the depression one. Now, whenever I say sort about the depression thing, if I want to check someone's intensity, how am I going to measure someone's intensity? Pain is also one of the skill. More deeper you go, more you understand the different skills out there. Your attitude, your pain bearing capacity, your depression bearing capacity. First and foremost, you should not be bearing the depression. You should get rid of it as soon as it appears. What's the natural process? People do get depressed. Some people do not get depressed. And in particular situation, in some situation, others have they use it. Some of the people out there use the depression as a motivation as well. If the situation makes you depressed, use it as it acts like a negative motivation, and that's how they bounce back. Now, this is the skill that will be using you understanding.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sir, depression scales. So which data are used to nominal data are used to depression is calculated?
It depends upon you. Now here, there's an order as well.
Yes.
Right? How do you feel the depression? Now this scale and this scale, which scale you think is the effective one? According to the profession, according to the usage, the scaling part differs. For quantitative one or making qualitative one into quantitative, this kind of thing would be used. But to attract person's attention and let that person know how do you feel about it, looking at the pictures, I will be able to pinpoint what is my level of depression than looking at my number. It between the sadness and depression. You get sad for time being. Depression is something, a long-term thing. It affects you. It's just like there is no motivation in getting up, like to get up from the bed. That itself becomes a huge challenge for a person who is depressed.
So what are the measurements it is called? These two, one is quantitative, it is shown in numbers. Other one is called what?
Qualitative one, nothing else.
It is in shades, it is which is shown, it is qualitative. Huh?
Yes. No, qualitative would be was nominal and ordinal. That's are the qualitative scales. This is in the pictorial form.
Okay, sir. Okay.
These are the pictures. If just replace a depression with the pen.
Okay.
I'm feeling some pain. How would I measure it? What is my measurement for the pen?
Okay.
Looking at the picture, I will be able to pinpoint it, right? And accordingly, I will be using the data to do some analysis.
Okay.
Yes, most of the data is quantifiable, but there are some times you should not be able to quantify it. Like if I'm asking about person's qualitative one, and qualitative is nothing but the views, something which has number but has no numeric value. Like in ranking, I can take mean of a rank, but I can take a mode of a rank. I can take median of that rank. I can take mean of it. But if I consider the data of height, I can take mean of height. That is quantitative one. Yeah. So then again, it is itemized. It is a sort of an itemized scale. If you look into it, it is this kind of scales are used. The name would be itemized one. Now here's one of the thing. Itemized scale: favorable, indifferent, unfavorable. Completely satisfied, somewhat satisfied. Now favorable one. This is just the one image I'm using. Qualitative. Darshana, you tell me what you understand from the qualitative one. Guys, please be attentive. If you miss something about it, it will be difficult for you to come up. Darshana, what you understood from quantitative one and qualitative one?
Sir, what most preferable, sir, qualitative or quantitative, and what more works in qualitative? Yeah.
See, if it depends. It like exactly, Amol. It depends upon from whom you are taking the information and from how you are taking the information. Data is, see, this is the pictures. These pictures tells me this is the meaning of it, and this tells me this is the numeric scale, a number scale. Qualitative one means there has some kind of there is some subjectivity in it. That's what qualitative is all about. Quantitative is more of an objective one. Exactly, Anupama, exactly. Got it, Darshana?
Yes.
Have you got it, or you're getting some queries as well?
It's about subjective.
Yes, quantitative is all about, yes. How come completely satisfied? There are different ways of managing the thing. There are different ways of scaling as well. Don't go into that part for time being. For time being, just don't go into it. This is how different scales are. This is the itemized scale. No. Quality is not price, cent, and everything. No. It's not about that. Price would come under quantitative data. Cent would be sort of a qualitative one. Did you like the cent or not? But the price of a cent is not. That's why the one thing the word I used over here is the number one, not a numeric one. Even if a negative one, it is a way sometimes the data is in a different way. Something that is beyond zero, this is how you put the data into. Now, even if I swap it, if I'm doing a legend about it, I can work on this. But technically, the reason this is used over here, this kind of scale was used over here, just to tell you this is how people use the scales as well. The way in which the scale should be used, the favorable one would be on the positive side, unfavorable would be on the negative side, right? This is how what a connotation is. But then again, if I use it in different way, if I start measuring my negative scores for the favorable one, what problem it will be having? Do you think it will cause an issue, Pallavi? If I use a -5 for the completely satisfied one, in at what level and how it will create an issue for anyone, for you as a researcher, for you as a person, or for anyone as a researcher, and also for the one who is respondent. A direct answer would be yes or no. It is more of a yes. It can quantifiable, exactly. Whenever there is subjectivity, it's not about direct or indirect one. It's all about subjectivity. Let's see. For you, the answer would be yes. For Amol, the answer would be no. There's some subjectivity into it. Direct, indirect, it doesn't matter. The thing which has some kind of quality. We always say prefer quality over quantity. And quality is always less, quantity is always big. Your views and opinions are just yours. They're less in number. But overall sale of a particular thing is always high. It's all about the place. We don't have to use it. We don't have to use it. It's just one of the example I've taken. People do use it. There are times that people do use it. It is an itemized scale. It is just for the sake of label. Ideally, you should not be going for it, because this is how you perceive. Whenever something is favorable, you will go for the positive one. Something is not favorable, you will go for the negative one. It is just a swapping of the numbers and looking at it, how the people look into it. Rani. It is just play with your brains, nothing else. Got it? Now here's another scale that is about the Likert one, which is the most prominent and useful scale used in the real world. People go for it. In a socio-economic study, Likert scale is the most preferred one. So this is nothing Likert scale, which has a neutral value, which has two sides are strongly agree, disagree, agree, and strongly agree. That's it. In surveys, yes, feedback of lectures, exactly. Take any kind of feedback, Likert scale is preferred, because it becomes easy for a person to understand. Yes. Now this is the semantic scale. Now this it is a range of good or bad, and accordingly I will be giving the degree of the person's understanding about the good, about the bad. From this I get the chart as well. This is one of the scale where people use. Usually this kind of scale used by the doctors. Yes.
So where we can use these scales?
These usually such kind of things are used by doctors. Temperature, exactly. Such kind of things are also used by physicists as well. Like here you can see good or bad. How is a condition, good or bad? How do you feel about something? You can use it anywhere. Only thing is, in Likert scale, it's easy to quantify. That's why people are using it. You can use any scale in the real world. You don't have to worry about it. But it is how it is quantifiable, how much time it is taking, how much resources I will be putting into it to quantify something and get the analysis from it. Yes, Vidya, exactly. Yeah, but you can't say vegetables, active vegetables or non-active vegetables, right? It is semantic one. Semantic, I told na. We are going in the order. I will just show the order once again. It can be used anywhere. It is just sort of a scale. See, there was a Likert scale, continuous one. It is a semantic one. There was an itemized one. Itemized come to Likert scale, then a semantic one. This is a semantic one. Usually, where you can get the data where the people are patient, more over a patient to give this such kind of answers. You can use it in the surveys as well. This is a staple one. This is a staple one, Zishan. Where there is no zero as such, but they will go for poor service and high food service, high food quality or poor queue service, anything is accordingly. It is just for an understanding. Yeah, there are various type of skills. That's why. If you see it, is a continuity into it, and that's why it comes under staple. Whenever if I want data in continuous way, if I want to come up with a chart, I want to use that information so that it will be for the presentation purpose, I can go for it. If you look into it, every scale is nothing but a Likert one. Individual scale is a Likert one. But when you arrange it in a one, if there are multiple Likert scale questions, arrange it in a one paper, arrange it in one format, and get the views from the people, and then chart the things out. Join the dots, and you get the chart out of it. In simple terms, to understand the semantic. Are you able to process everything about the charts and everything? Now use the same thing with the example of Golgappa or Pani Puri. Use it now the way you want. How is the taste of the Pani Puri? Neutral, agree. Do you agree that the taste is good? No, neutral. Disagree. I disagree with this. I agree with this. Then about this one, a good or bad. How person was active enough? How was the person good enough to attend you? Then you have quality as well, food quality, which is easy to understand. Service in service industries. This is how you use now. Yes, Zishan. You have to say
how to identify the measurement error in each unit.
Measurement error as in what sense you're talking about?
So not taught us sir measurement error in this topic, so I can.
Yes, measurement error means what? In what sense you're talking about? That's what I'm asking you.
Sir, in these data methods, so how can identify the measurement error, sir?
Firstly, the measurement error. When we talk about the measurement error.
Yes.
Yes, Princey, next time just remind me this part. Okay, I will look into it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just Zishan, it's not about you, it's about a Princey. For you, regarding the measurements error, right? If someone is measuring something.
Yes, sir.
And let's take an example of I'm going out and a person is not able to say it. That's where training plays a very important role over here. Right? Understanding what scale I'm going for. And that's why the Likert scale, if you look into it, it's very easy to understand. Other than the itemized one. Error would be what? This is one of the error. This is one of the error. For favorable one, I'm giving -5. I know what I'm speaking, but is that person able to? Which one of the use able to identify as -5 as a favorable one? This is the huge error over here. Because people will, the perception of a person, whenever I say -5, it will go towards an unfavorable one, not a favorable one.
But sir, here I have a question.
Yes.
favorable part, if you're talking about, so sentiment is going to impact on the completely satisfaction point. So how should we means what is the impact of the sentiment? Sentiment also going to impact on that. Yeah.
That's why it is all about the qualitative one, no? Because my views and my sentiments are going to affect on it. And that's why we look into if someone is completely satisfied or not satisfied. That's the data I'm collecting from 100 people, 1000 people, 2000 people, and getting an idea as a whole how many people are liking your food stuff, are liking your service, are liking your product.
So, sir, completely satisfied. So this is the positive now. So will not.
Yes, I understand. See, the thing is, don't go into the item. This is just a play of your. Is a play with the number, play with your brains. That's it. It's a mind game. Even though I know it is complete satisfied, should we go for positive one? Now, what if I go for -5? It is just a label, right?
So
like,
you mean
like
that?
Yes,
sorry. You
yes.
mean that you have a label. So according to the label, we can define our objectives so that we can, you can say, you can achieve your goal. So what label we are stand for right now?
Exactly. Now, another thing is, Gajanan, it's not just about the label. Now, it is for the sake of example, I've taken that. But what if the label which I'm giving and other person is not taking a positive way? Now here, if I go for favorable one, I'm just that smiley, right? If I go with that smiley, everyone will tick on it. But if I go with -5, would you tick on it for the favorable one?
Never ever.
Right? Now it depends upon you as well what kind of label, what kind of item you're using to identify something and how the people will perceive it.
Yeah, it has a multi-factor.
Exactly. That's why it is just a play of mind. Nothing is. If I write over there blue in green color, what you will say?
So, sir, mind is action. So this is it's a safe, I think.
It is a safe bet. That's why when you talk about the measurable, it comes down to everything how you're coding it. And whatever you're coding it, whatever your labels you're giving for their scaling, do the people go along with that? Do the people perceive in the same way or not? That's also a very important thing.
I saw one example, sir. One of the website, I don't know, take a name here. So what they did, that unsatisfaction they pasted, they fill green color, and satisfaction they pasted red. So most of the user come and click on the green button only.
Exactly. Are you getting my point? Now, this is how you can also use this kind of study to understand the psychology of a person.
Means people have a thought already that green one is also satisfaction point.
Exactly. You hit the nail. Gajanan. This is what all about the numerical scale. This is all about the itemized and graphic scale is all about. Okay. This is how the things will function in the real world as well. So this is all about the things. Now, the same thing. Now, since we're talking about the scales, we are using these scales on whom? The people. And on which people? The people we have sampled from. This population. We have been to we have seen the Golgappa. We have seen the restaurant. How many people will like it? How many people will not like it? How am I going to know who is liking my food stuff or not? I can't go out and ask the people to give me the. I can go out there and do the census, because census is nothing but getting information all the population. What do I go for? I'll go for the sampling only. And that's why the sample plays a very significant role over here. Previously, someone was asking regarding sample. I don't know what was the question was. But when you talk about a sample is nothing but a group of people, a group of things which represents the population, like a blood sample. A sample which represents my body, which is from my which the blood from my body, which has all characteristics of the same. Now, any queries in understanding the sample one, because you'll be moving towards the sampling, understanding it. It is a very simple concept. You don't have to very much be in a hurry. A simple and sweet concept. Only thing is you need to be attentive about it. Now, has everyone understood the sample part? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Blood. Exactly. Exactly. Now, where are we going to the sweet shop as well? Has anyone go to a sweet shop? Sweet home shop? Anything else? Yes,
sir.
you do go for a sweet shop, right? So when you go for a sweet shop, they always give you a thing. No. Election poll would be different thing. It is an estimate. Don't go over there. It becomes part of a cephalogy and all those stuff. Don't go over there. It is not a sample where people go out and give the vote. It is not a sample thing. We try. Okay, we try first, right? What you try? Or try something. If you go for a kaju katli, for example, you'll try that thing. You taste it, eat sweet, and then buy. Exactly. That's what sample is all about. Sample of a sweet. Yes. And that's what we're going for. Now, what it is? Population, sampling frame, recruitment, and then sample. Population would be? No, not even exit poll. Exit poll is the estimate of it. It is not a sample. Exit poll is not a sample.
Sir, here I have a question. You written population. Sir, population is sampling based data. Government never will collect the correct data.
What?
Population, if you're talking about, so population is sampling.
No. You're mixing the things up. You're mixing the things up. Sample, that's why the best example would be the blood sample.
Okay.
Best example would be the blood sample. If I want to check what goes on in your body, I will not drain you out of the blood, right? I will not take all the 7 liters or 6 liters of your blood from your body, use it, test it, and then again inject in your body. We don't do that. Yeah. Do we?
No, we don't.
Right? We don't do that. So that's why we take the sample of your blood, and depending upon test, the ml of the sample changes.
Yeah, that's right.
Right? So that's all is all about. Population. Sampling frame means what? What are the people into it, the sample, which I will be having a frame out of it, information of the people, of my population. So they have my information. Then my recruitment. Recruitment means what? I'm ill. That's one of my inclusion criteria. And then I will take the sample. Exactly, Navya. Exactly. We take some 10 first or exactly, Princey. That's what you always do it, right? In the qualitative, in whenever you go for the check the quality of any product, only a sampling is done. Only few samples are taken from and they go for it, right? Sample, the word is used in a such a way, it becomes so niche, it becomes, you feel like the population itself is sample. Sample is a part of a population. Sample is not a population. Exactly. Sampling frame is nothing but a list of people of the population, from the where I will get the sampling, from where I will get the sample from. People in the population, a list of, like, let's take an example of MBA students. How many MBA students are there in the Pune? Then I will have a list of the colleges. That would be my sampling frame. From, because why I'm going for the sampling frame? Because from that list only I will take the sample. That's why it's a sampling frame. Got it? Pallavi? Yeah. Now there are some errors as well, like units listed more than once. That happens. Units for dissimilar clusters. When I buy a DO, firstly I check in sample. Yes, Priya, exactly. You take the sample of it. Usually this is done more of a DO. When you go for the perfume testing, that's more of a sampling thing. The missing sampling units, right? Units of use, stratified sampling, design, missing units information. frame list out of date. These are the things. What if a person has not got you just say approval, or that person is not list of it? Like I've got a list of 2015, but after 2015 there has been some colleges who have started introducing MBA in their MBA in their MBA as a course in their colleges. Do I have the list of those colleges or not? That's the thing. That's one of the sampling error, sampling frame error. This is how you go for it. The same thing as well. Do you order from Swiggy? I think most of the people do order from Swiggy and Zomato, right? Or no? Yes. Then how do you choose? How do you choose your place to eat? Feedback from the people and
suggestion from the friends.
Yes, time and everything. So there's a list of what we have the population, the sampling frame. Now since the Swiggy and Zomato, they have a limit of 7 kilometers. So what is the population would be the restaurants or food snack centers in your area, list of those. And then the inclusion criteria would be rating, review, time at which you're ordering this food stuff. From that you will take some sample, and from that you will go for it. Movie review, yes, that's also one of the example. Exactly. This is what the sampling. We do sampling on a daily basis, guys. Whatever you do, you always do the things on the daily damn basis. Only thing you have to look in a different way now. RM is not difficult. It is the most easiest thing because you use it on a daily basis. Are you able to relate with the examples? Yeah, you can say that. Trailer, yes. Sabia. Yeah. Now use it in the real world. So now we have to look into a technical way. Exactly, Pallavi. You have to look in technical way, how technically you will be having the sampling size. Now these are some sampling errors representing sampling errors and non-sampling errors. Online shopping, exactly. Whatever you do, you are using it, guys. Now, see, now examples are coming from you all because you're part of it. You know you use it. In malls also, we are sampling. What we do is window shopping. You're scrutinizing the things. You're giving an overview of the things, creating a frame in your mind from where to buy, what to buy. There's some criteria as well, but the thing is everything happens in a go, in a swift. We are not breaking the things up in the steps, and that's why we don't usually realize it. Exactly. Before buy, but even if that's a sampling frame as well, from that again there's an inclusion criteria. Yes, the errors of presentation, yes. Measurement. Now here the thing is, in Ice Cafe, yes, I taste in ice creams and flavors that are sampling. Now, this is how you do it. Now you're getting a gist of it. You're getting an idea what a sampling is, and after testing the ice cream, whatever attitude you have towards it, that will be using, we will be using a scaling to measure it. Zishan. This is how the RM will function. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now errors of representation and the measurement, right? Talking about the sampling and all those stuff, their target population. If the target population coverage is not good, the sampling frame, we have discussed it. Designated sample, yes, if it is not good, or sample, a response rate, there's a response in error. Then talking about the construct, validity, is the validity valid or not? Measurement error, am I measuring it properly or not? Whatever I'm saying it, is a person able to respond properly or not? Response, that is processing error. Then again the adjustment, we adjust at some level, Technical part, yes. Sampling error is a very, you should not be working on it. Sampling error is where we can work on properly. Constant measurement, yes, at times we have to work on it, but there should not be any sampling error because you're working on it. We know what the sampling frame is, we know what the sample is, we know what the population is. We have to have those steps without any errors. Give some time on it so that we can reduce the errors, because if any of the error comes into it, it reflects the inferences, results and conclusion. That is nothing but the inferential error, and that will give a very wrong perspective towards it. Are you understanding? Are you enjoying it now? Or are you facing any problem in understanding the RM now as well? Guys, before
No,
we
sir,
move
it's
forward.
good.
Right?
No issue.
No issue. Anyone? Akshata, Aniket, Anjali,
No, sir.
Ashwani, Arjuna, understanding it, right? You're getting, use it in real world. I'm repeating this time again and again and again, because if you don't use it in real world, it will be difficult for you to understand it. Yes. Now sampling design. Now define population. What is a population? Now the population, we have know that. We know the sampling frame as we have determined it. Determine a sampling procedure. Now that's what we're looking into. Simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, cluster random sampling. We have seen the cluster and stratified random sampling. We have seen the random sampling as what a random is in the previous session as well. Then there's a convenience sampling, there's judgmental and quota sampling. These are some non-priority sampling where we don't have a hold on the things, where we can't we don't have a set of people, and we don't have a people wherein I can approach it the way I want. Cluster sampling appears naturally. Cluster sampling appears way naturally. Like there are male and female over here. There's a natural thing, natural happening. There are no clusters over here. Now, if I want to go out there and study about the people from having IT background, then that would be a stratified thing. From a particular area, then I'm stratifying further. Male and female in a particular area. Let's take example Pimpri. Let's take example for Bangalore. Male and female, there is a cluster happening over there. But in Bangalore, if I want to go on for the production, I want to take people from working in production on the production line. That I'm stratified sampling that. A stratified sampling is done by a researcher. Cluster sampling happens naturally. Now the other thing, we have understood this part. Now the probability and non-probability part. We have seen it now, what the sampling is. But how to sample the things out, that's what we're looking into. Just an overview, simple thing, simple random sampling. Randomly, I'm choosing the people from every sector. Everyone is getting a chance to get selected. Systematic random sampling, after every third person, starting from this person, every third person, I'm selecting it. That's my systematicness. Stratified sampling, from every homogeneous one, I'm selecting one. I'm selecting some people. It's all up to me. Cluster sampling, if you see over here, there's a heterogeneity in the group. Heterogeneity in what sense? My height, my color. If I'm talking about male and female, in male and female, then there's a color, color of your skin, then the ethnicity, then the color of your eye, color of your hair. Then what a demographic background you have other than your gender, that will come under cluster sampling. Systematic sampling, look at the picture, how it is. Every third person I'm taking I've just chosen for second person. From every second person, every third one, I will select that person for my response. Lakshmi, you are referring to what? Stratified or cluster one?
Cluster so once again cluster.
Cluster is nothing but cluster is over here, yeah, man. Come on. What is there? There's a heterogeneity, right? You're seeing the people over there. One is in two are in green, one in blue. There are two are in blue, one is green. So there's a heterogeneity. Male and female, there's a homogeneity. As if there are male and female, there's a homogeneity as a group. But within the group, there's a mixture of the things. Starting from your height, starting from your color of your skin, starting from color of your hair, starting from whatever thought process you have, starting from your IQ. Take the examples, you'll find heterogeneity. Stratified sampling, there is a heterogeneity. I'm trying to check the people. Like what? IQ. Stratified sampling is done by the researcher. Cluster sampling appears naturally.
Sir, the four sampling you told us, okay, four types we to get the points. So here let's talk about random sample. The random sample has a different opinion. Systematic sample is different, and clustering is different sampling. So there are four types packed on the data.
Yes.
So
no. What I'm not okay. Complete your sentence.
Okay. So my question for you: which one was choose and when?
And that's why we are over here, no, sir. To understand the research methodology, where to use when and where to use why, and why should I go for it?
Yeah, because I confused totally on these four.
You're not getting confused. You're deliberately confusing yourself. There's no need to confuse yourself. Understand the concept. What is that meaning? What is the meaning of stratified sampling? What is a cluster sampling? Where do you work, sir? What is the background?
I'm a data scientist engineer.
So being a data scientist, why are you getting confused then?
Okay, random sampling has a different concept. Okay,
yes,
systematic
exactly.
is different.
Yes.
So let's talk about sampling part. So sampling is allow us to pick up a sample in random way and can get the populate the information.
No. That's where you're making things wrong over here.
Yes.
Sample meaning doesn't mean whenever I talk about sample, just a sample. No, it is nothing we have to choose randomly. No, it comes later. It comes under the probability part, not the non-probability part. Sampling is nothing but I'm taking a value, I'm taking something from the population which has the characteristics of the population, handful of something.
No, sir, but you saying we are on same page, no problem. But my question for you, let's talk about simple
sampling.
Sampling.
Let's stick to that. Yes, let's stick to that.
Yeah, we have a 20 things. Okay, we can maybe pick up 21, maybe pick up first one, maybe pick up 10 one. Random sampling. This is a random sample.
No. Here, just take a deep breath. No, take a deep breath. Random sampling would be just of giving a chance for every item or every person, everything to get selected in that sample from the population. Population about 50. Let's take an example over here. I want to select 20. I will go out there, and since everyone is having a chance to get selected, right? I will select those people.
Yeah, there is a probability.
I'm not choosing it random. I'm not choosing it haphazardly.
Okay,
everyone is getting chance to get selected.
Yeah, because why I got a misunderstand, because written simple random sampling, and you are giving just there's a structuring and the data. So that reason I got.
No, what structuring data? What?
You saying that everyone have a probability to select, correct?
Yes, everyone has probability to get selected.
Yeah, but the random is say that maybe we have 20 opportunities. So maybe one can be one opportunity have, 19 may not be, maybe 20 have, maybe one not be possible.
No. You're messing things up. Now listen. Everyone has the same opportunity means what? Random inspection. No, listen. Out of 50, right? Everyone has got a chance of getting selected by 1 by 50.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe no, that's the case. It's not maybe thing. When talk about random thing, would be everyone has chance to get. Just a minute, Ashwani, what problem you are facing? Okay, cool. The thing is, there are 50 people out there, or just take 10 people out there. Okay, from there I want to select 2 people.
So the opportunity 2 by 15.
Nah, 1 by 10. How can 2 by 50?
Yeah, 2
There
people
are
looking
only
for
10
it.
people. Out of 10, I am choosing 2.
Okay, then 10 by 2, correct.
1 by 10. So every person has a chance to get selected. Right? I am choosing 1. How many people are there now? 9.
9.
Now out of 9, only 1 by 9 are there.
Yes.
Everyone has a chance to get selected out of 9.
Yes, yes, perfect.
That's how you go for it.
Oh, perfect.
Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Now,
got it.
with replacement, without replacement is also a case over here. Now, if I'm replacing the person again, then there's 1 by 10. But if I'm not replacing the person, then it's 1 by 9. And it goes on reducing. But things are in my control over here. Statistically, I've collected data now. Got it?
Yeah, got it. Understood. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Same goes for the systematic. Same goes for the stratified as well. Same goes for the clustering. Everything on the same page now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it does exist, Kanchan. It does. Because what we do is, in stratified sampling, whenever you go have the status, according to you, you choose the things randomly. We're using a simple random thing. But since you have got some strata over here, on that basis, it is called as stratified sampling. Hope everything is clear up till now. Okay. Now this is the area sampling. This is usually done for the census thing. This is usually done for the marketers do it more easily. So understanding which area has what, and on that basis, which area I should be go on and start marketing my product. Choosing the areas randomly, using the areas, taking a sample of the areas. For Pune, from Pune, which area I will be choosing, and what is the population density, who I want to focus on. That's the things. That's just all about the area sampling. Yeah, category stated by the researcher. Now this is a multi-stage sampling. Starts with 25 days. My aim is to have secondary school heads. That's my thing. So my population out of 25 districts. I took the first stage of simple random sampling that came down to 10 districts, which has 884 schools. Now then the second stage where I'm doing a stratified sampling. Stratified sampling means what? Over here I'm going for the boys and boys, 60% from each district. Out of this, from 60%, I have taken the thing, I will select on the boys secondary school and girls secondary school. Now here, I'm not going for the, I'm assuming over here, all the schools. Now since you can see, not all the schools. Now just focusing more on the boys secondary school and girls secondary school. And from that, I'm taking another sampling. This is a random sampling. Male heads, that is 75%. Male head of 75% from each district. 260, 142, and that's where I get the secondary school heads. Starting with a set of 25 districts, which has a population, coming down to 10 districts. Then I have the boys secondary school, girls secondary school. My focus here, my certification is done on the girls secondary school and boys secondary school. Simple. I'm not here going for the co-ed thing. I'm just going for the boys and girls separately. Now here I have stratified the things out. On that basis, I will focus more on the male heads and the female heads. Now I will be choosing the male heads and female heads randomly. And that's how I came over here, coming up with a value of 402. This is a multi-stage sampling. This is usually how we think about the sampling part. But in real life, if we have to do it with only one thing, if we have the resources, we can go for the multi-stage thing. But if we don't have that much resources and resources, then we have to stick with only one thing. Understanding the things now, the multi-stage?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any queries, any difficulties in understanding this? Nothing, right? Or you are facing having a problem in understanding the attitude and the results as well, the sampling part as well, or the population part? Okay, I think everyone is cool over here. Now, the differences, the stratified and cluster that we have been discussing more on. Let's take the things. Stratified sampling is one in which the population is divided into homogeneous segments, and then the sample is randomly taken from the segments. Cluster sampling refers to sampling method wherein the methods of population selected at random from naturally occurring groups called clusters. So in cluster sampling, we select the clusters. In stratified sampling, we select the individuals. That's the basic difference. That is subtle difference between the stratified sampling and cluster sampling. Stratified sampling will go for the individuality. Cluster sampling goes with the word collectivity as a whole, because I'm selecting the group. Then we have the within group and between the group. So the homogeneity is what? It is in within the group. Homogeneity or heterogeneity. Homogeneity would be the between the group. Heterogeneity would be between the group. Heterogeneity would be within the group. You get within means inside the group. Between means between two groups. Now, another thing is, what is the objective of stratified sampling? Why stratified sampling is called as a researcher's way of looking at it, imposed by researcher? Because researcher focuses more on the precision and the presentation of the data, whereas cluster sampling is more about reduce the cost and improve the efficiency. Because more I'm precise, efficiency may get hampered. And this is all about the stratified and cluster sampling. Use the same thing while whenever you're going to order something on Swiggy or Zomato. What kind of thing you do? Now tell me. Or if you're going out there and buying some clothes, what kind of sampling would you do? Would you prefer? Exactly, we have to consider sampling. Now, in real world, in a simple world, just take an example of a party, right? You go give a party for the people. Now, for to reduce the cost is one thing, to improve efficiency. If I want to network, I will give party to the group. It may be office group, it may be any kind of group. So that group would be my cluster. Stratified sampling would be the people who are close to me. Even if that is also a group, but the people who are close to me. Some may be from my office, some may be from my school, some may be my neighbors as well. So that would be stratified sampling. Whenever I'm giving a party to particular groups. This is what you do on on a daily basis as well. Okay, use this kind of sampling in daily one and you'll get an idea how the things function. You will get an idea how RM we are using on daily basis. Only thing is we are not much aware about it. Use it and understand it, know the jargons, and then we can have a discussion. Okay, now we'll move forward. Now this is the non-probability sampling. Convenience sampling, multivariate sampling, purposive sampling, snowball sampling. Just look at how the data is presented over here. Previously how the data was presented, because we had some control over here. Now there is no control on the data, on selection of the sample. The convenience sampling is very much near to the haphazard way of taking a data, but you should not go for the convenience one. These four sample comes under non-probability one. We have discussed now in the previously. Here, non-probability, non-random. Got it? Be attentive, guys. Now, convenience sampling, whoever I'll get the data from, irrespective to what the person's background is. Voluntary is people coming to you, like kiosk. I'm having a food stuff over there. People coming towards me to taste the food stuff, and that's how I'm getting the sample. People come towards me. I don't go to the people. In a way, I'm going to the people, but I'm attracting the people. Get the idea, get the understanding of the same. Now, then the purposive one. Purposive would be, it is the most used one in non-permittive one. That is when you don't have a control of the things, then you go for the purposive one. It is the most preferred one because in purposive on the judgment, you know who to contact and why to contact, how to contact. The person's response may vary because you don't have that much of control over the person's response. But you know that person has some kind of criteria. That's why there is a purpose behind it. The purpose of my research. Knowing how many people use remote like this, or do they use some kind of thing? Yes, in a way, yes, it is a vice versa of voluntary. Exactly. Purposive would be what kind of mobile phone you use. And you, in a more purposive one, I will go out there. If a person is using iPhone, I will get a data from the people using iPhone. That would be purposive one because my purpose is to get a data from the iPhone people. But how and when and how the things will unfold further, that's not is my control because I don't choose them randomly. I'm just going out them. I want a data from them. I don't have control of the people as well. I don't know how many people would be answering me. Yes, Akshata or anyone has to speak anything on this? Or Dhananjay, anything you want to say? Anything on this? Okay. Which part you're not getting, guys? Convenience on voluntary one, or the purposive one, or the snowball one? Snowball, I'm not reached over there. Snowball is something. Purpose is nothing. I'm choosing the people according to me. But the thing is, it is not about, there is no randomness into it. It is sort of it is non-random thing. Non-random thing means what? I don't have control on the people's response. I don't have control on the people's, how the people will react to me. More of a control over the people's response. It's more over understanding will the whoever I'm reaching out, those people give answer to me, will answer me, will respond to me. I will randomly, not randomly, I will just go out there and start publishing my questionnaire in any form to the people. Only thing is my criteria is the people should be using the iPhone, or the people who are using the Golgappas. Usually, whenever you see the reviews, we go out there. It's more of a purposive thing. You check out that person will respond or not. In random one, the difference between random and the purposive and slight difference is whoever person I choose, whoever thing I choose, that person or thing will respond to me in one or the other way. That will respond to me for sure. I will get some response from it. No response is a response. That thing doesn't work over here. It has, the person has to give the response, attempt the question properly and give me the answer. That's what randomness would be. But in the non-random one, I don't know who will respond to me. Only my criteria is I want 50 people. And another criteria, the people should be having Golgappas. That's it. They're regular, they like the Golgappas, they like the Pani Puri, like anything. This is only my criteria. So where I will go? For the purpose, I go wherever there's a thela, right? Wherever there's a people out there who are eating it, I get the review from them. That's my purpose one. That's not my convenience one. I have a purpose behind it. getting a review from the people who eat golgappas. So that's my purpose. I will go out and get the data. Convenience one, whoever I meet, I will start asking them the questions. There is nothing criteria. I just want my question to be filled. What data is person is giving, what kind of thought process person has, I do not care about it. I just go on and get the data haphazardly. Haphazardness comes from it's more related to the convenience one. Voluntary, people coming to me, that's my voluntary response is. People come to me. Like I'm having a settlement kiosk or having some kind of food testing competition. People will come to me. Snowball would be, have you heard about a networking? A network marketing thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what snowball sample is.
Chain building.
Yeah, same logic. Mercedes घर पे आ जाएगी. That thing. Okay. That's the whole thing. Yes, chain one. Create a chain. Yeah, multi-level marketing. Exactly. MLM. Another thing is Salman Khan used the thing, na? Passing request 3 people to watch the view. Like yes. The same thing. Yes, एक करोड़ का घर, एक करोड़ गाड़ी. Exactly. People will get the BMW as well. People will get, but then again, the one who has a Swift get reduced to the Nano in the haste of getting BMW. That's what happens in MLM. Usually, though. So do you know that there are some this one? There are some countries as well who have banned this MLM thing, multi-level marketing, because it's more about getting the more people, and that purpose one. It is a purpose behind its Zishan, just a purpose. I want the data from the people who eat golgappas and regarding the health. So wherever I go, my purpose is what? The people who are eating golgappas. But it is the easiest way to get the data. The one who are eating the golgappas or one who are eating the panipuris. Experienced people, exactly. But which is the easiest one? To go to the people who are eating the panipuri. To go to the teller and ask them the questions. The purpose one would be the purpose sampling, or the feedback form would be people coming to the petrol pump to get the review. Yes, own judgment, choose the people. Exactly. That's the purpose behind it. In a way, yes, in a way. But Instagram reel, what you're trying to say? Getting the business. Priya? Yeah, for the business, you are just going out there. Exactly. Purpose assembly starts with that. No, they get the money is that's a whole different ball game. But the purpose of sampling would be since I want to reach out to the people, no? I don't have a control on the people. I don't have a control on the control on the sample as well. I don't know where to reach, how to reach. There's some haphazardness, a slight non-randomness into it. That non-randomness that will help me since there's a non-randomness, but I need to some order. I need to have some kind of direction towards it. That's what the purpose of sampling comes to the picture. Everything is cleared up till now. People will get the money. More views you get, people will get the money for sure. Okay. Now then there is a quota sampling. Then there is a quota sampling. Quota sample is nothing but what you do in the stratified sampling, that you do in the quota sampling. Only thing is in a stratified sampling, you have a strata and you select it non-randomly. Here also you have a stratas, but you select the people using the convenience sample, not a simple random sampling. You do the convenience sample. The basic thing is simple, that is stratifying. I'm having some criteria, but then I will choose the people according to my convenience. There's a slight difference between purpose and quota sampling. Got it? Yes, yes. It is related to, it is more towards the stratified sampling. Yes, it is more towards the stratified sampling. Hope you got it now. Now this is how the sample, how the population is, how you get the population, which is representative of a sample is nothing but representative of the population. That's it. Yes, group quota. So any questions, any queries? By the way, this is how you choose the sample size. This is a part of your content. This is how you choose the sample size. If this population size is 5,000, you can see over here. Margin of error, I'm talking about 2.5. And over here, my population 5,000. So minimum I should go in with this number. Everyone is good saying yes, Sabia is a good one for sure. So yes, anyone? Akshata, Deepak, Devi, Dilven, Dipti, Firoz, Hari, Hemant, iPhone 1 to iPhone. Wow. Guys, kindly rename yourself. Any questions, any queries? Okay, fine. I will just share the link for the feedback.
Sir, what is the determination of sample size?
Determination of sample size, like I said, na? Should I share it once again? Just wait a minute. I'll just share you. Determination of sample size means what? So that something becomes the, like I said, na, blood sample. With the blood sample, what I go, I'm not just focusing on the blood sample. If I get a cut on my on anywhere on my body, and there is some drops of blood fall on the floor, or drops of blood come out of my body, or some blood come out of my body, will I consider that blood as a blood sample? Will I give that blood to the any pathological lab? Can I give that a small mere cut? No, right? Why that blood is not considered in a pathological lab? That is also blood, that is also part of that is also part of population of the blood that is in my body, in your body, anyone's body. Why that cut is not considered as a blood sample from the which contaminated? Yes, there's one thing. Another, yeah, quantity. Yes, another. Anyone? Okay. So these are the quantity. The quantity matters the most. How much quantity, even though you have the characteristics, but I have to measure what exactly the thing, what is the measure the reaction or the response of that blood to the particular test to tell me what I have in my body. I need some quantity, and that sample determination is nothing but a quantity out of the population, which will tell me, so that I can I can experiment with the data. I will understand what the understand the responses of the sample, because sample is nothing but the representative of the population, and that will help me out to work, help me out to have inferences which will be generalized on the population. That's what the sample determination is. Got it? So I've shared the form as well. Kindly fill it. Oh, I think I've shared the correct one. Okay.
Sir, one simple example of quota sampling, sir, please.
Which one?
Quota samplings.
That's the homework for you. That's the homework for you. Okay, I want you to go through it, see the Soham, and then because I will not be answering each and everything. I will answer each and everything for sure, but I want you to go through the content. Because what will happen if you just go on understanding the things, but then time comes because you have to use it in real world, right? Are you getting my point? Who asked me the questions, by the way?
Yes, sir.
Who asked me the question? Amol.
Sir, myself.
Amol. Okay, fine. So only simple thing is go to the content. Whatever you face, whatever you feel, do let me know. You can pass your message to a mentor as well. No worries. Okay, that part will discuss.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Go to the content. Go to the.
Thanks.
Up till now, we have covered 7 units. In the next unit, I will be covering 8th and 9th. Okay. Go through it, understand it, everything is through. And whatever queries you have, whatever problem you have, kindly pass on to your mentor. I will include that in the next session. Yes, it is, Pratiksha. And now you're using it. Now also thing is how the feedback form can be more efficient. Think in that sense. How to make the things more efficient, so that people will, students will answer more efficiently and more efficient data can come from. Use it. Use everything, whatever you come across in the real world. Then only you will be able to understand the research methodology. Got it? Take care, fellas. Be happy, keep smiling, and hydrate yourself. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Take care. Has everyone filled the feedback form?
Yes, it's done, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.